Hey Dermstore followers, I'm Caitlin and I'm Dermstore's community manager, and I'm joined here by Indy Lee, who is the founder and CEO of the skincare line Indy Lee. And we're here today to talk about clean and natural beauty.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
So let's get started. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in this industry?
Sure. My story started after a life-changing diagnosis. So November 4th, 2008, I was diagnosed with a rare brain tumor that I was given 6 months to live, and doctors said it could be something environmental. And that really was an awakening for me, because up until that point, I really never thought about what I was putting on my skin. And to think that products that I was using could have contributed to this potentially fatal brain tumor that I had. I realized that the rest of my life was going to be devoted to creating healthier options, empowering others to live a healthier life. Fortunately for me, I was able to find a doctor who was willing to give me a shot at surgery. They performed it on April 22nd, Earth Day, so I'm coming up on my 10-year tumorversary.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
You mentioned earlier the amount, like the seconds that it takes for a product to absorb into your bloodstream. Could you touch on that?
Of course. So, the skin is your largest organ. And so science is saying it could be up to 60% of what you're putting on your skin can be readily absorbed. And sometimes as little as 26 seconds. Now, that's not every ingredient.
Yeah.
But it makes sense when you think about, we have transdermal patches now for estrogen and cessation of smoking.
Yeah.
What you're putting on your body is flowing through. So you have to look at it as what you're putting in and on your body.
Which I guess brings us to a larger conversation about this trendy, buzzworthy, clean beauty industry.
Yeah.
Which isn't technically a regulated thing, but it is becoming so popular. So why do you think it's just gaining such traction lately?
I think it's because consumers are more educated in terms of products, and they are now realizing that you no longer need to sacrifice efficacy in products by just going a cleaner route. I firmly believe that you shouldn't have to sacrifice your health either for beauty products, which is where Indy Lee came from.
Definitely.
But I think it's that educated consumer and one that is searching for information that now you're seeing clean beauty really come into the forefront, and you're seeing that category grow, exponentially.
So within the industry, how does Indy Lee position itself?
So for me, this brand has always been about transparency and authenticity, which is why I'm willing to share my story with so many people. The brand is really about empowerment. The whole mantra is really to empower others to live their healthiest life, whether it's what they're putting in or on their body.
Sustainability is another big buzzword within clean beauty. So what's your brand's relationship to animals and the environment?
Sustainability, stewardship of the earth is something that's very important to me. I really love putting my hands in the earth, and I really feel we need to take care of this. This is the only planet we have. So whether it's farming clean organically or animals, we are Leaping Bunny certified. We're a cruelty-free brand, which means no animals are ever harmed in the production and manufacturing of our products, and that goes to the ingredients. But it also goes to our vessels. You'll notice we use glass bottles. Our paper is Forest Stewardship Guild. You'll see more and more certifications that we're taking on as a brand that shows our commitment towards sustainability.
And let's dig into the ingredients a little bit. So what are your hero ingredients? How did you discover them? How do you source them? And why are those the big top ones?
So certainly the brand is known for squalane, because I tout the squalane facial oil as being my holy grail. I use it every day. I found it when I was looking up what can we use to moisturize our face and hydrate our face, and I realized that it was part of our skin sebum. You can derive it from several different sources. You can derive it from sharks. We do not. We are Leaping Bunny, cruelty-free. You can also derive it from sugarcane as well as olives. Our squalane facial oil is derived from olives, and we have other products that have it, and we're deriving it from sugar. So squalane's a big one for hydration. I love glycolic, exfoliation, hyaluronic acid. I mean, who doesn't want to plump up those fine lines? Exactly. We're finding so many different ingredients now available. There isn't just one.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is our oyster, truly, in terms of ingredient formulations, but those are a couple of my faves.
Cool. And how about the bad ingredients? What will we never see in your formulations? What should we not be putting on our skin?
I think it's important that we need to be mindful that just because something is natural, that doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. So I love to use the expression, poison ivy is natural, you wouldn't necessarily slather it on your face. Yeah. So I don't think you can look at an ingredient and make a claim on it, even if it's clean either.
Yeah, so just to wrap things up, I just want to touch on one of your brand pillars. And on your website, it says, we believe in healthy nourishment that promotes emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. So aside from skincare, how do you nourish yourself, and what does your self-care practice look like?
How do I nourish myself? How do I take care of myself? Obviously spending time with my kids and my pups. That's a big side. But I practice meditation, so I meditate twice a day, morning and night. That's a really important part to keeping myself spiritually, I guess, happy. I also believe in obviously a skincare regime, so I happen to use a lot of Indie Lee products.
As you should.
I'll use other products too. But I am a firm believer of taking spa day Sundays, so I take time on Sundays to do a facial mask. That's the same time that I clean my makeup brushes, because you all clean your makeup brushes every week. You'd be amazed what I clean. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even wear that much makeup. To take a bath. I try to carve out 10 to 15 minutes a day just for myself.
Well, that about wraps things up.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Indy, for being here.
Thank you for having me. I love this. This is fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching Dermstore followers. You can learn more about Indy Lee and clean beauty on our website, and feel free to reach out to us with any questions in the comments below. Bye.